Every morning, as the first light of day filters through the veil of sleep and gently brushes the edges of consciousness, there is a quiet, unseen moment when the universe itself waits in anticipation for your thought. This moment is yours alone, and it is here that the seeds of your entire day, your entire life, are sown. Successful people, those who move with the rhythm of destiny, rather than merely reacting to the noise of circumstance, have discovered a profound truth. The quality of your day, the trajectory of your life, is determined not by events outside, but by the sacred conversations you hold with yourself within. In this silence, this intimate dialogue of thought, they speak with intention, with authority, with unwavering certainty that the universe is listening, that the invisible currents of life bend to the clarity of their inner declaration. The first thought they allow themselves is not a hope, not a fleeting wish, but a firm acknowledgement of their own divine capability. I am worthy, I am prepared, I am aligned with the highest expression of my purpose. These words, spoken with conviction, are not empty incantations. They are the magnetic hum of creation itself, vibrating in resonance with the unseen forces that shape reality. The mind, when saturated with such affirmations, ceases to perceive limitation. Obstacles dissolve into learning experiences. Fear shrinks into a shadow of its former power. Every breath becomes an instrument of manifestation, each heartbeat a drumbeat echoing the certainty of abundance, success, and joy. And then, with deliberate awareness, they tell themselves, I choose clarity over confusion, focus over distraction, faith over doubt. How many drift through the day lost in the fog of indecision, trapped in the labyrinth of what-ifs and maybes, unaware that each fragment of thought feeds the universe as faithfully as a prayer? Successful individuals understand that thought is not inert, it is active, it is alive. It travels faster than words, louder than intentions, and infinitely more persuasive than circumstance. To declare clarity is to set the trajectory of your energy, to draw opportunities toward you with a force as tangible as gravity itself. Each morning, they direct their mental faculties with precision, aware that what they hold in consciousness is what will form in the tangible world. They do not merely drift, they steer. They do not stumble upon success, they summon it. Next, they remind themselves of the indestructible power of gratitude. I am grateful for the blessings already mine, and for the blessings on their way. This gratitude is not superficial, it penetrates the very cells of their being, transforming perception and amplifying vibration. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to the acknowledgement of abundance. Gratitude is the lens through which reality rearranges itself. When you dwell in gratitude, even the small, overlooked moments carry the weight of miraculous significance. A quiet sunrise, a smile from a stranger, the simple flow of breath, they are all reflections of the infinite source moving through life, reminding you that you are not separate from the universe, but an active participant in its unfolding. Successful people harness this truth. They feed their inner world with gratitude, and the outer world aligns as a mirror to their recognition of bounty. And then comes the recognition of resilience. I am adaptable, I am unshakable. Challenges are temporary and they refine me, not define me. Life does not present itself in a straight, predictable line. It bends, it twists, it tests. Yet, the resilient mind perceives these moments not as punishment, but as opportunities for expansion, as signals of growth, as the universe's gentle insistence that one step beyond discomfort is a leap toward evolution. Every obstacle, every delay, every seeming failure carries within it a blueprint for transformation. To accept this is to move through life with a sense of invincibility, not of arrogance, but of knowing that the mind, when fortified with belief and guided by intention, is capable of manifesting solutions beyond the ordinary, beyond the expected, and into the realm of extraordinary. Finally, they speak to themselves of purpose. I align my actions with my highest calling. Each step I take resonates with my destiny. This is not mere ambition, it is sacred alignment. Every thought, word, and deed becomes intentional, a note in the symphony of life, composed by the soul itself. The universe responds to purpose with immediacy. For purpose is the language it understands best. Random effort is drowned in the noise of entropy, but focused, inspired, and consistent action moves like a river carving valleys, shaping the terrain of reality itself. Successful people do not work against life, they flow with it. They recognize the unseen currents, the coincidences that are not coincidences, the moments of divine guidance that are available to anyone who listens with attention, who discerns with intuition, who trusts in the intelligence of life itself. Each morning, as they repeat these declarations, they are engaging in a sacred telepathy with the universe. They speak not only to themselves, but to the invisible intelligence that orchestrates events, bending space, opportunity, and human connection toward the realization of their vision. Thoughts are not whispers, they are proclamations. Words are not sounds, they are vibrations that ripple through time and space. Belief is not passive, it is active creation. And so they begin every day with these 5 powerful conversations with themselves: affirmation of worth, insistence on clarity, immersion in gratitude, declaration of resilience, and alignment with purpose. In this ritual, simple yet profound, they cultivate a mind that magnetizes success, a soul that attracts abundance, and a life that manifests dreams into reality with seamless precision. There is a rhythm here, a cadence to these declarations that is invisible yet undeniable. The first time you repeat them, it may feel ordinary, even awkward, like planting seeds in soil that seems barren. But persistence transforms the invisible landscape. Thoughts ripple outward, intersecting with other minds, circumstances, and opportunities in a complex latticework of cause and effect. What once seemed impossible begins to crystallize. Doors open where walls once stood, people arrive who were previously unknown, circumstances bend subtly, insistently, until the manifestation of your intention is undeniable. This is not magic. It is the natural law of thought made tangible, the intelligence of the universe responding to clarity, consistency, and faith. As the morning unfolds, the mind trained in this way perceives everything differently. Where others see lack, they see possibility. Where others see chaos, they see pattern. Where others see limitation, they see the fertile ground of creation. To speak these truths to oneself is to establish a dominion over inner and outer reality. Success is no longer a distant prize but a present reality, acknowledged first in consciousness, then reflected in every external circumstance. The mind becomes a lodestone for opportunity, the heart a conduit for abundance, and the soul a beacon for all that is aligned with its highest expression. Even the subtle, often unnoticed thoughts of the mind become allies rather than saboteurs. In the quiet moments between action, between breath, between the hum of everyday life, the successful individual listens carefully, correcting, redirecting, refining. I am the architect of my reality. I choose the vibration I emit. I welcome abundance, love, success, and clarity into my life with open arms. Each repetition fortifies the mental pathways, rewiring perception, aligning the subconscious, and inviting the universe to respond with exactitude. The energy you hold in the morning radiates outward, like the first rays of the sun touching every corner of existence, illuminating possibility, igniting hope, and igniting the magnetic forces that draw desired outcomes with precision and grace. Even in the presence of doubt, even when the world seems contrary, the morning ritual of self-affirmation sustains. It is a spiritual armor and a psychological compass. It reminds the practitioner that circumstances are transient, but the mind, when consciously directed, is eternal in influence. The successful individual does not rely on luck, coincidence, or external validation. They rely on the unwavering, deliberate practice of speaking truth to their own inner being, of claiming power over thought, and of choosing alignment over randomness. In this daily act, they establish not only success in career, wealth, or relationships, but mastery over the art of living itself, where intention, action, and manifestation flow seamlessly together. The morning continues to unfold as a sacred arena where every thought carries weight, every word emits vibration, and every belief sets in motion the intricate machinery of destiny. Successful people know that the mind is not merely a passive observer of life. It is the creator, the unseen architect, and the silent force shaping each moment with precision and elegance. They remind themselves, I am in command of my thoughts, and my thoughts are in command of my life. With this recognition, the chaotic patterns of ordinary existence are replaced by intention, clarity, and unerring alignment with the flow of universal intelligence. Nothing is left to chance, for chance is simply the perception of untrained consciousness. When the mind is trained, the universe conspires, not in randomness, but in a symphony of synchronicity that answers the silent commands of those who are disciplined enough to speak them every morning. They understand the power of visualization, not as fantasy, but as a tangible act of creation. I see clearly the life I desire. I see my goals, my opportunities, my relationships, my abundance, and I step into them with full confidence. Visualization is not idle daydreaming, it is an exercise in telepathy with the cosmos. The images held with intensity, detail, and emotion become the magnetic field that pulls the material circumstances toward their manifestation. When the mind repeatedly entertains the certainty of achievement, it creates neural pathways that prime behavior, perception, and opportunity. The universe does not distinguish between imagined clarity and lived experience. It responds to the energy of belief. Therefore, every successful person begins the day by shaping their inner vision with absolute fidelity, trusting that the unseen laws of cause and effect will align external reality with their internal conviction. Affirmation is intertwined with action, yet action itself is informed by the morning dialogue with the self. I am proactive. I take inspired steps. I act with courage, creativity, and integrity. This is not mere motivation, it is the internal agreement between mind, heart, and spirit that propels the individual forward. Action that arises from alignment is effortless yet unstoppable. It is not hurried or desperate, it flows naturally, with the inevitability of a river reaching the ocean. Each small step, taken consistently, accumulates into momentum so powerful that resistance bends before it, circumstances shift in subtle ways, and the world itself becomes a mirror to the disciplined, intentional mind. The successful understand that they do not wait for perfect conditions. They create them by the rhythm of thought, the magnetism of belief, and the integrity of aligned action. In the quiet of early morning, they also embrace the power of surrender. I trust the intelligence of life. I release outcomes to the universe while remaining fully committed to my path. Here lies a paradox, but also a profound truth. Mastery is not control, mastery is alignment. To hold intention with unshakable faith while releasing attachment to the form it must take is to operate in harmony with forces far greater than the individual self. The universe responds not to frantic grasping, but to calm, deliberate, and confident resonance. To be in this state is to move like a conductor guiding a symphony, rather than a sailor fighting against the tides. The currents of life shift in response to the vibration of trust, and what appears as luck, timing, or coincidence is in truth the natural outcome of alignment maintained with discipline and clarity. Every morning they also cultivate a consciousness of possibility, saying to themselves, I am open to miracles, to insight, to opportunities beyond my imagination. The mind, when saturated with expectation, recognizes solutions that previously went unseen, encounters that previously went unnoticed, and doors that previously remained closed. Possibility is not a hope born of desperation. It is a state of being that aligns perception with the infinite potential inherent in the universe. The successful do not see limitations, they see the blueprint of creation. They understand that when the mind is open, the unseen communicates, subtle nudges become powerful signals, and inspiration flows effortlessly from the wellspring of universal intelligence. To begin the day with openness is to invite life into partnership, to acknowledge that the individual mind is part of a greater consciousness, and that cooperation with this invisible force transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary breakthroughs. As they progress through the morning, they continually reinforce the notion of self-worth and power. I am enough. I am capable. I am deserving of all that I desire. These words, simple yet profound, serve as both shield and compass. They dissolve the invisible chains of doubt that bind so many to mediocrity. They align action with purpose, and they magnetize circumstances that echo the self-belief expressed within. To claim worthiness is to claim access to the infinite resources of the universe. It is a declaration that the life of abundance, joy, and achievement is not just possible, but inevitable for one who cultivates the inner soil with attention, care, and unwavering faith. Worthiness is not earned externally, it is declared internally, acknowledged in the quiet moments, and allowed to permeate every thought, every word, every decision. They also remind themselves of the sacred nature of patience. I trust the timing of life. Everything unfolds in divine order. Impatience, worry, and frantic striving distort perception and dissipate energy. Successful individuals, however, understand that the universe operates on a rhythm far greater than the temporal constraints of human expectation. By trusting the natural unfolding, they maintain clarity, preserve energy, and allow opportunities to mature fully before they are acted upon. Patience is not passive waiting, it is active alignment, an intelligent awareness that all steps, all encounters, and all manifestations arrive at the precise moment when conditions are ripe. To operate with patience is to act with strategic timing, to respond with inspired wisdom, and to avoid unnecessary struggle. It is the quiet, powerful assurance that life, when approached with faith and intention, is always delivering exactly what is needed. Every morning also carries the affirmation of resilience and emotional mastery. I meet challenges with grace. I respond with wisdom. I transform obstacles into opportunity. Life, in its relentless movement, will test every individual. Yet the successful recognize that external events cannot dictate inner reality. To master the mind is to master life, for thought shapes perception, and perception shapes outcome. Each challenge is an invitation to deepen strength, refine skill, and expand consciousness. By greeting difficulty with composure and clarity, they convert potential adversity into momentum, fear into courage, limitation into expansion. The universe responds to this vibrational consistency, aligning circumstances with the unwavering inner state, and bringing into manifestation solutions that reflect the integrity, resilience, and focused intention held in the morning dialogue. In these quiet hours before the world's clamor takes hold, they also affirm their commitment to service and contribution. I create value, I inspire, I uplift. Success is never isolated from the greater web of life. True achievement radiates outward, influencing others, opening doors, and contributing to the collective consciousness, in ways both visible and unseen. By holding an intention to add value, to elevate those around them, and to act with integrity, the successful align with a force of reciprocity so subtle yet so powerful that abundance flows naturally in return. It is a principle of life. What is sent outward, consciously and consistently, returns multiplied, shaping not just personal reality, but the broader tapestry in which one exists. Finally, they anchor their mornings with the affirmation of love and compassion. I am connected. I am loving. I extend understanding and kindness. These words are not sentimental, they are the highest form of energetic mastery. Emotions are the language through which thought communicates with reality, and love, when authentic and consciously cultivated, resonates at a frequency that accelerates manifestation, heals relationships, and dissolves resistance. To hold love in the morning is to fortify the mind, nourish the spirit, and magnetize experiences that reflect harmony, abundance, and joy. The successful recognize that every interaction is an opportunity to radiate this energy, and by beginning each day in this elevated state, they ripple influence through their own life and the lives of all they touch. Thus, the morning becomes an orchestration of thought, vibration, and intention. It is a sacred ritual where self-talk is not idle chatter, but the deliberate shaping of reality. Affirmation, gratitude, visualization, alignment, patience, resilience, service, and love intertwine into a powerful energetic signature that the universe cannot ignore. Each declaration is a seed planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. Each thought a brushstroke on the canvas of reality. Each moment a note in the symphony of manifestation. To rise in the morning and speak these truths is to wield the invisible power of creation, to navigate life with unwavering confidence, and to step fully into the extraordinary potential that resides within every human being. And so, as the day begins in earnest, the successful mind moves forward not as a mere participant in life, but as a deliberate creator, shaping each circumstance with the quiet, unyielding power of inner conviction. They speak to themselves with unwavering authority, "I am the director of my reality. I choose thoughts that serve my highest good. I am in harmony with the infinite intelligence of the universe." In this declaration, there is no hesitation, no appeal to luck, no subtle plea for external validation. There is only the absolute certainty that thought, when properly directed, shapes events, circumstances, and relationships with the precision of a master sculptor chiseling marble. The universe responds to this clarity, for clarity is the language through which creation itself is understood. Morning self-talk is not limited to positive statements. It encompasses a deep, intimate alignment with the truth of one's potential. I release all doubts, fears, and limitations. I trust in my capacity to overcome and thrive. I embrace my greatness fully. Each word acts as both shield and lens, a shield against the creeping doubts and fears that seek to infiltrate consciousness, and a lens that brings into focus the vast landscape of opportunity and possibility. Successful individuals understand that the mind is like fertile soil. If left unattended, weeds of limitation take root, but if consciously cultivated, it bears fruit of extraordinary richness. Thus, every morning becomes an act of conscious gardening, where thoughts are carefully chosen, nourished with belief, and allowed to flourish into tangible outcomes. They also cultivate a profound awareness of energy and vibration. I radiate positivity, confidence, and love. I attract experiences and people that reflect my inner state. Energy is not abstract. It is the invisible currency of life, exchanged in every interaction, every encounter, every thought. Those who master this understand that negativity, indecision, and resistance repel the very opportunities they seek, while clarity, alignment, and positivity magnetize circumstances, connections, and synchronicities in precise accordance with intention. The morning ritual of self-talk, therefore, is not only about mental clarity, but also about energetic attunement. The universe does not distinguish between mere desire and deliberate high-vibration thought. It responds to the energy with which intention is carried. Gratitude, too, holds a sacred place in the morning declarations. I am grateful for my life, my health, my abundance, my relationships, and all the blessings that flow to me effortlessly. Gratitude is not simply a polite acknowledgement. It is a powerful catalyst for manifestation. It shifts perception from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, and from reaction to creation. Every thought rooted in appreciation resonates across the unseen planes of existence, drawing more of what is recognized into tangible experience. The successful know that by beginning their day in gratitude, they prime the universe to deliver experiences that mirror their inner acknowledgement of abundance, creating a perpetual feedback loop of positivity, opportunity, and fulfillment. Visualization remains a cornerstone of their morning practice. I see clearly the life I desire. I feel it, live it, and step into it with unwavering faith. The mind does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and actual reality. It responds to the clarity, intensity, and emotion with which these images are held. To visualize is not idle daydreaming. It is to plant the seeds of manifestation in the fertile field of consciousness. The successful recognize that every detail matters. The feelings, the interactions, the achievements, they are all rehearsed internally before they are realized externally. In this practice, the invisible becomes visible, intention becomes action, and dreams crystallize into reality. The universe, responsive to the fidelity of thought, bends toward the patterns meticulously held in the mind's eye. Equally important is the daily reinforcement of resilience and inner power. I am adaptable. I am fearless. I transform challenges into opportunities. I am unstoppable. Life will always present resistance, delays, and challenges. But the individual who begins each day with this mantra does not perceive obstacles as threats. They are invitations, catalysts for growth, and evidence of the universe's insistence that one step beyond comfort is a step toward greatness. The mind, fortified with such declarations, becomes a field of action and invention, capable of solving problems, navigating uncertainty, and turning adversity into advantage. Nothing external can diminish the power of an inner state, cultivated with conscious intent and unshakable faith. Service and contribution are woven seamlessly into their morning affirmations. I create value. I uplift those around me. I act with integrity and purpose. Success, they understand, is inseparable from the impact one has on the broader web of life. To move through the day consciously, deliberately, and in alignment with purpose ensures that every action resonates with meaningful effect. The energy they emit shapes relationships, opens doors, and attracts opportunities in ways that defy logic yet follow the natural law of reciprocity. Contribution amplifies abundance. Giving intentionally creates a return that the universe mirrors, multiplying the impact of aligned thought and action exponentially. Love and connection, too, are central. I am compassionate, loving, and empathetic. I extend understanding and kindness to all beings, knowing that love is the highest frequency of creation. The successful recognize that love is not merely an emotion. It is a force that accelerates manifestation, heals, harmonizes, and magnetizes. By entering the day in a state of love, they activate energy fields that ripple outward, influencing circumstances, relationships, and opportunities. Every thought infused with love becomes a catalyst for growth. Every act of kindness a bridge to unseen support. Every moment in alignment with the universal current of abundance and intelligence. Love is not passive. It is a powerful declaration of alignment with the infinite, an affirmation that the self is both contributor to and beneficiary of the collective flow of life. Morning self-talk also includes a deep attunement to patience and divine timing. I trust the unfolding of my life. I know that everything arrives at the perfect moment. Impatience is the enemy of alignment. The successful understand that the universe moves with a wisdom beyond human comprehension. By releasing attachment to immediate outcomes, while maintaining focus on purpose and intention, they allow life to deliver with precision, avoiding unnecessary struggle and cultivating opportunities that mature fully before being realized. Patience, when paired with intention and clarity, becomes a force of power, a magnet for synchronicity, and a shield against the energy-draining habits of doubt and frustration. As they speak to themselves in the stillness of the morning, they also embrace the principle of alignment between thought, emotion, and action. My thoughts, feelings, and actions are in harmony. I act in alignment with my highest vision. The coherence between these aspects is not coincidental. It is the basis of magnetic manifestation. When the internal state is harmonious, external circumstances align naturally. There is no struggle, no forceful effort. There is only the effortless flow of energy from intention to experience. This alignment, cultivated every morning, establishes a rhythm that carries through the day, attracting experiences that mirror internal states, and allowing the successful to navigate life with ease, grace, and confidence. The final morning affirmations often include recognition of abundance. In all forms, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am open to receive the infinite blessings of the universe. Abundance is not merely financial, it is the fullness of life, health, creativity, relationships, joy, freedom, and opportunity. By beginning the day with acknowledgement of abundance already present, the mind is attuned to notice, attract, and expand upon it. The universe responds to the vibration of abundance, amplifying every positive action, every inspired decision, and every opportunity that is already aligned with the individual's inner state. Abundance is not sought, it is recognized, cultivated, and allowed to flow freely into life. Thus, each morning is a sacred declaration, a telepathic conversation with the universe, a ritual of manifestation, and a rehearsal of extraordinary life. The successful do not leave their day to chance. They orchestrate it from within, with intention, faith, clarity, and unwavering belief. Through affirmation, visualization, gratitude, resilience, love, service, patience, and alignment, they wield the unseen power that shapes reality, creating lives that reflect the full spectrum of human potential. They begin each day knowing that thought is the blueprint, belief is the engine, and action is the vehicle that transforms invisible intention into tangible reality. And in this seamless, deliberate, and sacred act, they step fully into the realm where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and where dreams are no longer distant, but fully embodied in the unfolding reality of each day. And so, as the morning continues to unfold, the successful individual walks a path not dictated by circumstance, but by conscious intention, fully aware that the mind is the instrument of creation, and that every thought resonates far beyond the visible moment. They begin to speak to themselves with the unshakable authority of one who knows the infinite is listening. I am capable. I am resourceful. I am in perfect harmony with the forces of life that support my highest good. In this sacred dialogue, there is no doubt, no pleading, no hesitation. Every word is deliberate, every sentiment precise, each thought a declaration of mastery over self and circumstance alike. The universe, responsive to such clarity, bends its invisible currents toward the realization of these thoughts, translating inner certainty into outer experience. Morning self-talk for the successful is a ritual of alignment and activation. They affirm, I am focused, I am disciplined. I channel my energy toward what truly matters. These are not empty phrases but frameworks for structuring consciousness. Focus becomes a lens that magnifies opportunity, discipline channels energy with surgical precision, and deliberate action transforms intention into tangible outcomes. In every moment, the mind functions as both compass and magnet. Where ordinary thought drifts aimlessly, successful thought charts a course and pulls the necessary resources, people, and circumstances into manifestation. Thought, energy, and action become inseparable, and the day becomes an unfolding expression of deliberate creation. Gratitude saturates the morning with a force that shifts reality itself. I am grateful for the abundance in my life and the blessings on their way. Gratitude is more than acknowledgement. It is an energetic alignment, a tuning of the soul to the frequency of prosperity and possibility. To feel gratitude with intensity is to open the channels of life, to invite circumstances and people that resonate with that vibration. The mind, when steeped in appreciation, becomes a powerful magnet, attracting experiences that match the inner acknowledgement of abundance. Successful individuals know that the practice of gratitude is not an afterthought. It is the cornerstone of a life that consistently draws forth success, joy, and fulfillment. Visualization continues as a core element of morning practice. I see my goals clearly. I experience them as real. I step confidently into the life I desire. Visualization is not fantasy, it is telepathy with the universe. Images held with clarity, emotion, and conviction become the magnetic blueprint that draws external reality into alignment with internal vision. Every detail, the sensation, the context, the achievement, is rehearsed internally, training the mind to recognize possibilities, navigate challenges, and seize opportunities with effortless precision. The universe does not distinguish imagined clarity from actual experience. It responds to the intensity, coherence, and consistency of the inner picture. By holding vision in this way, successful individuals activate forces far beyond conscious comprehension, orchestrating reality with invisible influence. Resilience is spoken into being with unwavering intention. I am unshakable. I turn obstacles into opportunities. I grow stronger with every challenge. Challenges are inevitable, yet to the individual who begins the day with such declarations, they are not barriers, but instruments of refinement. Each difficulty becomes a teacher, each delay a signal to recalibrate, each setback a springboard into greater achievement. Resilience is not a passive trait, but an active, conscious choice. By affirming it each morning, the mind fortifies itself against doubt, anxiety, and fear, ensuring that obstacles become allies rather than adversaries, shaping the individual into an agent of unstoppable progress. The successful also begin their day with recognition of purpose. I align with my highest calling. My actions are consistent with my vision and values. Purpose is the compass that directs energy, the magnet that draws opportunities, and the invisible force that transforms intention into manifestation. Action aligned with purpose flows effortlessly. It is both inspired and strategic. The mind, when directed by clarity of purpose, navigates the complex web of life with precision. The universe, recognizing this alignment, mirrors effort with synchrony, delivering experiences, people, and circumstances that accelerate the realization of vision. Each morning, this recognition of purpose becomes a contract with the self and the unseen, a commitment that shapes every subsequent decision and action. Service, contribution, and positive impact are woven seamlessly into morning declarations. I create value. I uplift others. I contribute to the greater good. Success is never isolated. It radiates outward, touching lives and generating reciprocal abundance. By committing to contribute meaningfully, the successful individual aligns with the natural laws of reciprocity and flow. Energy sent outward with integrity, purpose, and generosity returns magnified, creating opportunities and experiences that reflect inner alignment. Morning self-talk, when infused with this consciousness, establishes the day as an ongoing manifestation of influence, impact, and harmonious exchange. Love and compassion are also declared with intention. I radiate love. I cultivate understanding. I act with empathy and kindness. Love is not merely an emotional state, it is a vibration that attracts, harmonizes, and transforms. To begin the day in love is to prime the mind and spirit to perceive the world through a lens of connection and possibility. Relationships, encounters, and experiences are magnetized by this vibration, aligning circumstance with intention. Every thought infused with genuine love becomes a force of creation, shaping reality in ways subtle yet profound. The successful recognize that this vibration strengthens resilience, amplifies influence, and accelerates manifestation in all domains of life. Patience and trust are reinforced each morning. I trust life's timing. Everything unfolds perfectly. I remain steadfast in faith and action. Impatience disrupts alignment, dissipates energy, and distorts perception. The successful, however, understand that the universe operates according to principles far beyond linear human time. By trusting in timing while acting with clarity and purpose, they conserve energy, maintain alignment, and allow opportunities to mature fully before being realized. Patience is not passive. It is a dynamic state of readiness and confidence, an acknowledgement that the flow of life is precise, intelligent, and perfectly orchestrated. This morning affirmation instills calm, focus, and the ability to act decisively when the moment is ripe. Self-worth, power, and internal validation are central. I am enough. I am deserving. I claim my power and express it fully. The morning is the time to fortify identity, to claim personal sovereignty, and to align with the full spectrum of potential. Worthiness is not determined externally. It is declared internally and expressed outwardly through thought, word, and action. By beginning each day with this acknowledgement, the successful ensure that every interaction, decision, and effort resonates with authority, confidence, and authenticity. The universe responds to this vibration, providing opportunities, resources, and connections that mirror the internal recognition of power and value. Finally, the morning ritual closes with the affirmation of alignment between thought, feeling, and action. My mind, heart, and actions are unified. I operate in coherence with my highest vision. Coherence creates a magnetic field that draws reality into harmony with intention. When internal states are aligned, external events, relationships, and circumstances naturally follow. There is no conflict, no friction, no wasted energy. The day flows effortlessly, synchronizing the unseen forces of creation with the deliberate choices of a mind trained in alignment, clarity, and intention. Each morning, these affirmations establish the energetic framework for every subsequent moment, ensuring that the individual operates not reactively but proactively, not passively but as a conscious creator of life itself. The morning is not merely a time of waking, it is a portal of infinite potential. Every thought, word, and intention spoken in this sacred space carries immense creative power. Affirmation, gratitude, visualization, alignment, resilience, love, service, patience, and purpose become the instruments through which reality is orchestrated. By speaking these truths to themselves, the successful individual activates forces beyond the ordinary, shaping circumstances with precision, attracting abundance, and stepping fully into the extraordinary potential of life. Each day becomes a masterpiece, an unfolding manifestation of deliberate thought and conscious alignment, a living testament to the power of mind and spirit working in harmony with the infinite intelligence of the universe.